if you were a state chairman when I was the president, can I see your hand up? You were a state chairman when I was president. Oh, there were so many of you. Praise God. Okay, these were my chairmen. Now they are my leaders. All right. If you were not, please let me see your hand. You were not a chairman when I was president. You were not. Very good. So we still have a sizable number of people that may need to know a few things. All right. Now I'm going to start right away. It's 12 noon. Am I correct? About 5 minutes to 12. The next 40 minutes I should be through. Now, this talk is going to be divided into 3 parts. The first is the history of NUPTE. The second is the history of the Nigerian Labour Congress. The third is leadership development and some of the issues that leads to inability of leaders to be able to lead properly. All right? I want to believe that these organons have been too much. Don't carry water to go now. We are going to look at it very carefully because all of us here this afternoon are leaders. Am I correct? Yes. We are all leaders at our own level. If that is the case, we need to know how to influence other people to come along with us. Any leadership that is unable to influence people is leadership failure. Are you here with me? Yes, sir. So let me start from the history of NUPTE. NUPTE, along with the Nigerian Labour Congress, were both inaugurated in the same year, 1978, on 15th of August. They were both inaugurated the same year, on 15th of August, 1978. After the registration, we have people who have led this union. And I'm not going to give us details of what led to the formation and the rest of them. There were pockets of unions within the postal and the telecom industry. There were some other telecom organizations then. And the workers then came together to form a union that would protect their common interests. The first president of NUPTE between 1978 and 1982 was a telecom worker. He has passed on already. His late J.D. Ruoji. That is the first president of NUPTE. Those of you who have been to the secretariat of NUPTE, you saw we put his picture there. And when I became president, I went to the archives, sent people to Edo, to some of the places in where these old men came from. And I was able to excavate their pictures, which we were enlarged to put there, so that history will not be erased. All right? So, Mr. J.D. Iroje was the president of NUPTE from 1978 to 1982. After him, Comrade Igor Imagye took over from 1982 to 1986. He was officer of the telecommunication. He was a telecommunication worker. Comrade Ebo Shodade from the Jebu area took over from 1986 to 1989. He was the first president of NUPTE from the postal sector. That was the first, Comrade Shodade. And then, between 1989 to 2001, Comrade R.A. Lawal took over as the president, is also from the telecom. In the delegate conference of 2001 at Ishade Hotel in Jebode, the old man sitting by my side here took over as the national president. Comrade Aoudi. He is also from the telecom sector. The second postal sector president of this union happened to be myself, Comrade Sunday Ambassador. And I took over on the 29th of July 2006 at the same Ishade Hotel in Jebode. Whether we were stakeholders in that hotel those days, we didn't know. Because every program that we ever had was at Ishade Hotel at Jebode. the hotel was a 5-star hotel. But today, because of road construction, it has been pushed to the backyard of the environment. Nobody has seen where that hotel is standing today. It was a 5-star hotel. So that is the history of the past president. And on the 1st of February 2018, Comrade Sunday Al-Hassan handed over to the third postal sector president of this union, in person of the incumbent president, Comrade Nehemiah Bubakbaji. The union also had a pioneer general secretary, in person of J.O. Ulocha, MNI. He was the general secretary from 1978 to the year 2000. J.O. Ulocha was one of the members of the economic team of Nigeria from the labor sector in this country, and he came from the National Union of Post and Telecom. Now, I have to reiterate this because NUPTE had brains, and that is what we want to revive. That you cannot be a member of this union and you don't know your norms. Anyone who served in any capacity as the leader of NUPTE must be someone that wherever you stand to speak, people should know that this is the labor movement. So after him, he left in the year 2000. Comrade Jaye Odeajo took over from the year 2000 to 2006. And the man is also a Jaye man. Am I correct? He doesn't like trouble. Very quiet person. He doesn't talk much, but he's a man of action. This was when the unions pick phone and call a minister and tell him, we want to see you here now. The minister will enter plane from Abuja here to Lagos. We had leaders in this union like that. I want to assure you people that by the time you are vested with the knowledge in trade unionism, no management can look at you eye to eye. They'll give you time whenever you start to talk. And we want to energize you from now. I didn't say you go and insult your leaders, but I mean how they feel insulted. And I need to tell you a little story. When I was the president, everybody that had story about Sunday Al-Hassan, they say was insulting the management. I was not insulting them. I was only telling them what they did not know and they felt insulted. They didn't know certain things. Level 17 officer does not know what trade unionism is. And he wants to force it or not to accept what he knows. So when we tell them what they do not know, they felt offended and insulted. So whenever you hear that story, that your president was insulting management, it was not an insult. They felt insulted because they did not know what we, who were people, know. That was what happened there. After 2006, J.A. Ajasko took over as General Secretary between 2006 and 2009. All these men, apart from the first General Secretary of this union, the last two have passed on. But Ulocha is in Canada, shortly between Canada and New York. Every week we speak. He calls me all the way from there. How is NUPTE? How are you people doing? Then, few things that he has told me negatively about the NUPTE, I've told the president. So I won't tell you people that one. Thank you very much. All right. Since the demise of J.A. Ajayi, the union had made 4 unsuccessful attempts to have a substantive general secretary. This should be one of the issues the next session should pay adequate attention to for a lasting solution. Now, I will get to the history of the Nigerian Labour Congress very quickly. The NLC, like I said earlier, was inaugurated in 1978 as a federation of trade unions in Nigeria. Before then, there were 4 labor centers existing. They existed as Federation of Labor Centers. There were 4 of them in Nigeria. One was the Nigerian Trade Union Congress, was the labor center. And we have Trade Union Congress today also, the second labor center in Nigeria. And there was an unsuccessful third one that was aborted. Now, the second one then was the Labour Unity Front, was also there as a labor center. The third was the ULC, United Labour Conference. That is what they wanted to revive the other day, but it didn't work. The third was the Nigerian Workers' Council. So the four of them had a lot of misgivings with one another. And then the government had to step in to say, no, this your four centers is not helping you. It's not helping Nigeria. It's not helping our government. So what we need to do is that the rivalries among the four labor centers ended with the emergence of the Nigerian Labour Congress in 1978. Now, while the four labor centers were in existence, there were 1,000 industrial unions in Nigeria. So when people want to proliferate industrial unions, don't blame them. A lot of people believed they needed to be together to pursue their own common interests. So there were about 1,000. But when the NLC was inaugurated, the whole 1,000 unions were later merged and they came to only 42 in Nigeria. And I think we are up to 42 now, or 29. It was 49. Then reduced to 42 through mergers. So, no. NUPTE, I'll get to that issue. In this nation, Nigeria, among the four largest industrial unions in Nigeria, NUPTE was one. The first was the railway. Railway workers was a huge industrial union. We had the NUPTE. We had Nigerian Civil Service Union, because that was the first union. And then I can't remember the fourth now. All this 1912 was the Nigerian Civil Service Union. Now, all these NUT you are calling big unions today, even as at 2007, when Adam Soshomole was handing over to Abdulwahid Umar, NUPTE had 25 delegates to that conference. Louis had 4. Electricity Workers Union had what? 4. In 2007. Congress, what happened between 2007 and 2015? When Louis came to that conference with over 500 delegates, and NUPTE came with 9, then there was a problem. Yes. So, there was a wide gap between then and when we held the conference in 2015. That is the gap we want to bridge from this meeting. Now, the union between 1988 and 1998, the NLC was proscribed by the regimes of IPB and Sani Abacha. Sole administrators were appointed to lead the NLC. Why did the military proscribe the NLC? It became more powerful than organs of government. When the NLC president speaks, all Nigerians will jump out. But we still have the same thing now. Then what went wrong? I said before, the first delegate conference of NUPTE I attended was in 1996 at Ilorin. And then the Minister of Communication then was Major General Oladiwaji. He came personally in military attire. And everybody, all the permanent secretaries, they all followed him to that delegate conference. And our general secretaries and presidents were sitting down on the same high table with him. The highest we could go, the last delegate conference in 2018, was the one that the PMG and the NLC president attended. If not, between when I say and that 2018, we never had dignitaries in our midst during our conference. What happened? Our profile, our own personality had gone down different. But from this meeting, I want to charge all of you. So that we go back home and let them know that there is a union called NUPTE. And the leaders of this union are people that should be able to stand face to face with their management, to sit on the round table to negotiate on what belongs to the people. That is what I'm going to urge you on from today. Reason for the proscription was the strength of the NLC, of the Congress. NUPTE and Ferguson were also proscribed with their leaders imprisoned because there's a man called Kokori from the Niger Delta who was in prison for a very long time. The military said, if we release this man, there's going to be trouble. Whatever he says, everybody is going to follow. But you can see that NUPTE has been able to hold their head up to now because of their tankers. I think that is the highest they can do. Because when they roll the tankers and block all the roads, people cannot pass. Apart from that, the personality of leadership has gone down. That is the truth about it. So we must not run away from the truth. But what we need to do is to build ourselves up as leaders. Within the period of the inauguration of the NLC to today, we had leaders in the Nigerian Labour Congress. The first president of the Nigerian Labour Congress was Wahab Goodluck, and he was just there in 1978. He didn't rule beyond that year until they had a delegate conference that brought Hassan Sumono from 1979. Are we following? Yes. After Hassan Sumono, Ali Shiroma took off in 1984. Ali Shiroma is still alive. Yeah. The Bororoma? Yeah. Good. He's still alive. Hassan Sumono is still alive. Wahab Goodluck is no more alive. Now, after that, one of the persons that I regard as the best NLC president in Nigeria is Pascal Abiyasu. He took over in 1988, a selfless leader par excellence. He left this world without a house. He served that building you are seeing there. That is Pascal Abiyahu's handwork. That is the person that walks to the president's office without knocking. Himself and IBD were classmates. He utilized it for the good of the workers in this country, and he had no cover in his account. Those were people that were selfless. And after him was the problem of the proscription of the NLC between 1988 and 1998. And then when the military proscribed the NLC, that was when the delegate conference that brought the famous Adam Soshomole came to be. Adam Soshomole had something working for him. He was a mobilizer of men. He mobilized men. He's an organizer. Throughout the period he served in the NLC, if you go there, Adam Soshomole does not have a document like this he signed throughout the time. If anybody has to tell them one of your former presidents says so. He never did. But what was going for him? Mobilization. Talking with workers. He can jump from the labor house there and land in Warren's house. Go to the list of the companies and begin to mobilize. Workers need influence. Workers do not need bosses. They need somebody to influence them to do what they ought to do. From here, go back to your people to be an influencer. Go back to them and be a leader who they will agree to follow. I think that is why we are here today. So Adam Soshomole took over in 1999, and he was there up to 2007. He handed over to Abuari Omar, who also was there to 2015, and handed over to the man who is there now, Comrade Dr. Ayuba Waba Emena. That's the current president of the NLC. And then within the period, the NLC had general secretaries. The first general secretary of the NLC was Aliu Danduwa. He is still alive. Aliu Danduwa is still alive. He started in 1978. After he was Lasisi Osunde from Edo, he had died. He took over in 1986. By 2001, a young man with a master's degree in sociology came from the University of Jos and took over, John Oda. John Oda, Issa Remu, who is there? Chris Uyos, sitting in the NLC there. All of them were employed the same year in the NLC. And then, after him, Peter Ozoeson took over in 2014. And after that, the Emma Obaida came in 2019. That is the brief history of the NUPTE and the NLC. As I speak, I will expect you to put down your questions, because once I run through, I'll take a few questions before I take my seat. I've spent 13 minutes. All right, we are moving forward to the issue of leadership development. Very important topic that I took time to sit down to look at. Leadership development. What is leadership? Yes. The question. Okay. All right. Please, I'm just being advised on an observation that the history that I've taken, in case anybody has any question.